Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Old Charles. If you're a fan of coin collecting or simply curious about the history and value of US currency, you're in the right place. Today we're diving into a fascinating coin, the 1,974 United States half dollar. Whether you're a collector or just want to know more about the value of this coin, stick around as we explore everything from its history to its current market value. Let's get started. The 1,974 half dollar is part of a long-standing history of U.S. coins that began all the way back in the 18th century. By the 1970 century, the U.S. Mint had already made several changes to the composition and design of its coins. But in 1974, this coin was special because it marked a unique moment in American coinage. The 1,974 half dollar features the iconic profile of President John F. Kennedy, a design that was first introduced in 1964, following his tragic assassination in 1963. The coin's reverse side depicts the presidential seal, with the eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. This design has remained largely unchanged over the years, and for good reason. Kennedy's image on U.S. currency became a symbol of national unity and hope, the on-demand and market conditions. Some special editions, like proof coins, may be worth even more, but here's where things get really interesting. If you have a 1,974 half dollar with a rare mint mark or an error coin, you might be sitting on something more valuable. Coins like the 1,974 minted in Denver, or those with minor minting errors have been known to fetch higher prices at auctions. It's always worth checking the mint mark and inspecting your coin for any unique features. Now, for all of you collectors out there, the 1,974 half dollar can be a great addition to your collection. These coins, though not as valuable as their older counterparts, are still a fascinating piece of American history. Plus, they are relatively easy to find in circulation, which makes them an affordable option for those starting out in coin collecting. If you're adding the 1,974 half dollar to your collection, make sure to properly store it in a protective case to avoid wear and tear. Proper care and preservation will help ensure that the coin retains its value over time. So, should you hold on to your 1,974 half dollar? While it may not be worth a fortune right now, it's still a coin that represents a significant time in American history. As silver and other precious metals fluctuate in value, it's possible that interest in these coins could increase over time. If you're someone who enjoys collecting for the sake of history rather than pure investment, the 1,974 half dollar could be a great addition to your collection. And who knows, you might find that perfect error coin or mint mark that could boost its value. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the 1,974 United States half dollar. I hope you enjoyed learning more about its history, value, and what makes it such an interesting piece of American coinage. If you have a 1,974 half dollar or any other coins you'd like to learn more about, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964, shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963. The U.S. government decided to honor the slain president by replacing the Liberty half dollar with a coin bearing his likeness. The new design featured a portrait of Kennedy on the obverse, front, and the presidential seal on the reverse, back. Initially, these coins were made with 90% silver, which was common for U.S. coinage at the time. However, rising silver prices in the mid-1000s, 960s, made it increasingly expensive to produce these coins. By 1965, the U.S. Mint began reducing the silver content in many of its coins, including the half dollar. 974 half dollar was minted during a time when the coin was made of 40% silver. This was a compromise between the traditional 90% silver coins and the more affordable copper-nickel alloy that would eventually be used after 1970. And the 1974 coin was part of a group of Kennedy half dollars that contained 40% silver, minted between 1965 and 1970, before the switch to a copper-nickel composition in 1971. While the 1,974 half dollar was still in circulation, silver had become more expensive, and the mint could no longer afford to produce the coins with any silver content for regular circulation. This resulted in the 1,971 Kennedy half dollar and all subsequent half dollars being made with a copper-nickel blend. The design of the coin remained unchanged in 1,974. The obverse still features John F. Kennedy's profile, and the reverse shows the presidential seal, with an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. The motto, E pluribus unum, out of many one, and United States of America are also included on the reverse along with the coin's denomination. While the 1,974 half dollar didn't have the historical significance of the earlier years when silver was more prominent, it nonetheless represented a continued effort by the U.S. Mint to create a recognizable and important coin that honored President Kennedy's legacy. The 1,974 half dollar was primarily used in circulation for everyday transactions, but by the 1,970s, its usage had declined significantly. The coin was largely replaced by the quarter and dollar coins in most transactions. The half dollar was also still widely used by banks, and many Americans kept them as savings or collectibles. Over time, the 1,974 half dollar was replaced by newer, more modern designs, but its place in U.S. coinage history remains significant. Today, the 1,974 Kennedy half dollar is largely collected by numismatists, especially those interested in post-1964 U.S. coinage. While it may not be as valuable as older silver coins, it remains an iconic part of the Kennedy legacy and a piece of the nation's history during a time of transition in coin production. In recent years, interest in the 1,974 half dollar has been increasing among collectors due to the limited supply and the ongoing appreciation of coins tied to President Kennedy's memory. Some rare mint marks and error coins are also sought after in the collector's market. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about the history of the Kennedy half dollar, the 1,974 edition is an important chapter in the story of American currency. Its mix of historical significance and evolving design makes it a unique item for any collection, and a condition of a coin significantly affects its value, especially for collectors. The 1,974 Kennedy half dollar, like any other coin, is valued based on its grade, which is a measure of how well preserved the coin is. Coins are graded using a scale called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 75. The higher the grade, the better the condition, and the more valuable the coin. A coin in good condition shows heavy wear, with most of the details worn smooth. The Kennedy half dollar will have a visible but faint image of President Kennedy, and the lettering on the coin may be somewhat difficult to read. A 1,974 half dollar in good condition is typically worth only its face value, or slightly above, usually around $2 to $3 per hour. In fine condition, the coin will still show significant wear, but most of the features are clearer. The outline of Kennedy's face and the eagle on the reverse should be easily recognizable, and the lettering will be legible. A 1,974 half dollar in fine condition may be worth $3 to $5, depending on its overall appearance. A coin in very fine condition will show some light wear, but most of the details are still visible. The face of President Kennedy and the eagle on the reverse should have all major features visible, though there may be minor wear on high points. Coins in extremely fine condition have only light wear with very sharp features. The coin will have minimal signs of circulation, and the Kennedy profile will be well defined. Some very minor wear on the highest points of the coin might be visible. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in circulation. They show no wear and have sharp, well-defined details. These coins typically have some imperfections, such as small marks or spots, but they maintain their original luster. For a mint state $1,974 half dollar in MS 60 to MS 63 lower uncirculated grades, the value could be around $10 to $15. As the grade increases, the value does as well, with coins in MS 65 or higher potentially reaching $20 or more. Proof coins are specially made for collectors with a higher quality finish. They have a mirror-like surface and are carefully struck using polished dies. Proof coins from the U.S. Mint are usually minted in limited numbers and come with a special case or packaging. A gold-proof 1,974 half dollar will typically be worth $5 to $15 depending on the specific coin's condition and packaging. A flawless proof coin could be worth more, but it's often more collectible than valuable in terms of raw market prices. 4,974 half dollars may have errors from the